Io esolo un po' dalla serie, invece vorrei sapere, visto che Patrick Dempsey ha fatto un'ottima performance alle Le Mans, quali sono i vostri interessi al di fuori della serie, come magari vi vedete proiettati, visto che, come ben sapete, adesso c'è il successo, forse magari domani, se non c'è più audience, bisognerà cambiare, quindi cosa pensate di fare in futuro? E anche i vostri interessi al di fuori di questo, magari come Dempsey che se la cava bene con le macchine.
Did Patrick race his cars?
Really? It's a very good driver.
He's pretty good, right?
Very good.
You know, I always enjoyed writing. You know, I never thought that when you ask me what I would do outside of acting, my first instinct is that it would have nothing to do with the entertainment industry. But then I think, you know, I'm really not qualified to do anything else. So I don't really think that abstractly about my career. I'm just doing what I'm doing. I don't really have a hobby. I like riding a bike. I ride a bicycle, and I love motorcycles. And, I love hanging out with my wife and, you know, doing kind of the mundane life things. But I don't have a passion like Patrick with the racing the cars. How do you do in Le Mans, by the way? Do you do well?
Sì, è andato molto bene.
Yeah, good.
You know, I want to ride this show as long as it lasts. I enjoy this job. You know, with acting, I mean, in the past and probably in the future, I've always been somewhat at the mercy of what comes my way and sort of go with it. And, you know, I mean, this is definitely a great springboard for us. But hopefully, you know, we just try to find good work wherever it comes from, and it's all about the story and the people you work with, and just go with it. Producing kind of interests me outside of acting, but I love acting, and I think I'll do it for the rest of my life as long as they'll have me.
But passo dall'italiano all'inglese. No, una domanda, che tipo di... passate così tante ore insieme, quindi che tipo di rapporti poi avete stretto con gli altri colleghi al di fuori del set?
Why? Because we spend so much time together, we don't have relations. But I mean that in the best way. You know, I hang out with Justin more than I hang out with my best friends. You know, and we generally, I would say for the most part, we all get along really well, and we enjoy working together. And you know, when the scene's over, you know, you don't have 5 or 6 actors running back to their trailer. Like we hang out with each other, we spend time with each other.
Perfetto, ci sono domande? Prego.
Io rivolgo una domanda a ciascuno. Ad Eric volevo chiedere se, come il suo personaggio Mark Sloan, è un playboy anche nella vita reale.
Ma come, sposato?
Non si può mai sapere.
In my head.
Mentre a Justin ho letto che hai dichiarato in un'intervista che intorno ai 50 anni vorresti ritirarti artisticamente per dedicarti a cause umanitarie. È sicuramente una cosa molto bella, volevo insomma chiederti se ci vuoi illustrare questo tuo progetto.
Well, I mean, the only thing humanitarian that I've done outside of acting was go to El Salvador a few times and work with Five Angels, which is a group that's working with Bloom Hospital, and it's something small and something obtainable for me to work with my friends, and you know, yeah, I mean, if I'm in a position at one point where I can pay my own bills and live the rest of my life, hell yeah, I'd definitely like to be more humanitarian. So, yeah, I'd like to do that.
C'era una domanda prima, ho visto qui. Prego. Un secondo, gliela portano.
È da anni ormai che interpretate, scusate, il ruolo dei dottori, quindi voglio sapere, riallacciandomi anche alla domanda di prima, se vi era mai venuto in mente, anche solo per un momento, visto che siete dei chirurghi che amano il loro lavoro profondamente, di abbandonare per un attimo il ruolo dell'attore e dire voglio mettermi a studiare medicina, vorrei fare il dottore anch'io veramente nella realtà, cioè vi è mai successo, vi è mai capitato?
girare?
Believe that the people who spent 15 years in med school. You know, it's real fun to like show up and save a life, but the kind of work that it takes to do so is it's pretty spectacular. And we just filming scenes in the ER, being on our feet for 12 hours is rough, and we're not doing anything but making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And these surgeons are tremendously skilled, just incredibly learned technicians, and I choose to leave that work to them.
Ma avete una preparazione con qualcuno, appunto un medico, qualcuno che vi illustra come fare, oppure ci sono soltanto gli sceneggiatori? Justin?
Well, in the beginning, we definitely put a lot of effort into going to hospitals and talking with doctors, witnessing a few surgeries. But this is already 5 years ago, so now we just kind of go with it, and we depend on the writers. And there's a woman, Linda Klein, who's amazing. She's a nurse, but she's sort of the technician on the show. And if you have questions about a situation and the medical questions, she can answer them. But it seems like the show's a lot more about sex than anything. So sometimes we have questions about that too.
C'era una domanda, credo, prego.
Sì, sempre nell'ambito del medico, nella vita quotidiana, il rapporto con i medici, come voi vedete i medici, cambia? È cambiato? Cioè sia come li vedete voi e come loro vedono voi nella vita quotidiana?
Well, Eric actually has a very good friend that's a doctor.
Yeah, one of my close friends is a pretty reputable plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills, Jason Diamond. And I've actually assisted him on a surgery, but don't tell anyone. What was the question again?
Come voi, how you see the doctors yourself?
I just, maybe a function of myself just getting older. You see doctors. I don't think the show I work on gives me any insight to who they are as people. But I do have a relationship with more than a few doctors that I'm friends with. So, the one thing about doctors that nobody expects is that they're human, because they do such superhuman things. And when you see how human a doctor is, it makes you go, it's really great to see it. At the same time, it's pretty frightening, because as a human being, you're subject to human error. But doctors are incredibly focused, disciplined people. That is the common thread. I don't care if you're a plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills who just does breast augmentations, or a trauma surgeon, in Boston. They're incredibly disciplined and focused people.
C'era una domanda.